Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and I have, after many months of deciding between the Jubilee or the SV20, got the Jubilee. So the reason why I went for the Jubilee in the end was I did try the SV20 and I just couldn't see it working in here without an attenuator. Being a non-master volume amp, I just couldn't get the sound I wanted at a good volume. I didn't get to try my pedal board through it though, so my heart still wants an SV20, but you know, I've got the Jubilee, so I'm very happy with that. And today is more of a sort of, you know, the amp's new to me, so it's a first impressions. What sort of sounds can I get out of it? So first, I just want to show you the recording setup today because we're doing something a little bit different. Down to phone cam then, so I can talk through the setup. So I am running through the board first in all examples, but I'm only using the Blue Sky for a little bit of spring reverb. Nothing else will be used. We probably will use these for the Frusciante part of the video, but you know, no drives, nothing else will be used. It's just because, you know, who wants to hear a dry isolated guitar? Always got to have a little bit of reverb, right? And I'm miking up with a Sennheiser on the 2x12. Usually I put a 57 here, but this time I'm doing a little experiment, so I want you to tell me how it sounds. I've just put a condenser mic in, you know, sort of in the middle of the room kind of thing. Just because it's not as clean of a sound, but I think it's going to be a little bit more sort of realistic of a demo. So let me know what you think of that, and I'll do it again in the future, but a bit of an experiment. And obviously, star of the show, the Marshall. So back to normal cam. I'll just go over how I've got the amp set up because I've left it the same with all guitars and, you know, not really changed anything. So I am running it in its 10 watt mode, its half power mode. Is it 10 or 5? I actually don't know, I think it's 10, but yeah, half power mode anyway. The presence is wound up quite high at 2 o'clock, the bass is at 12 o'clock, middle is at 11 o'clock, treble is backed off a bit more at 10 o'clock. The output master and lead master, so these are two different volumes for the normal input channel, you know, normal clean or rhythm clip channel, and then the lead channel, so you can balance the two volumes. So I've just got them set up so they're roughly the same. The input gain is at 9 o'clock, but I need to talk a bit more about this one later on. So let's get some sounds on the go now then. We'll start off with some humbucker tones. No rhythm clip, just plug straight into the sort of, you know, the cleaner channel. And yeah, let's hear how that sounds. So there you go, you heard some of the sort of humbucker sounds and the sort of cleaner kind of sounds, and playing with the rhythm clip just at the end a bit. But now it comes with this foot switch to access the lead master channel or the drive channel, and trust me, right, with this pedal and that channel in that amp, you do not need any kind of overdrive pedal, especially if it's like a Marshall in a box type higher drive pedal. This amp has classic rock slash just all that. It's just amazing. If you want a rock and roll amp, I can see why so many of the people I look up to, you know, over the years have played Jubilees, because, yeah, just give this a listen. So there you go. That was, as I said at the start, no drive pedals, just switching that channel on. Again, you know, still at its lower power, still at the same sort of volume the Clean stuff was. And, you know, when I want to sort of rock out a bit, which is something, you know, I like that kind of higher drive tone occasionally. And this thing, you know, no pedals needed, just go into that channel and happy days. So I think now another sort of one of the, as well as its functionality, you know, reasons why I went for the Jubilee is because you all know I love John Frusciante. So how good is this little beast at doing John Frusciante? So let's have a look at that and find out. So there you go then, you've heard the sort of tones that I try and sort of dial in with different guitars. Does it do the Frusciante thing? I think it absolutely does, and so it should, I suppose. He's one of the guys that, you know, has used Jubilees forever, and, you know, there's quite a few guys that I really like that have used Jubilees, like Joe Bonamassa, Slash, if you want that sort of thing. And this thing absolutely does all of those tones. And it definitely does them at home volumes as well. The volume that I played at today, I would play at comfortably without feeling a bit, you know, like I was encroaching on the neighbours or whatever, all day long. It's absolutely fine. Bearing in mind, I live somewhere where neighbours both sides, that exact wall, in fact, there's neighbours, and you know, they're not interested in my guitar playing whatsoever. So I have to be quite sort of conscientious, and volume wise, with its master volume and attenuator, this thing is absolutely fine. So other things that I like about it, So of all the sort of videos I've seen where guys that are way more sort of au fait than me with taking amps apart, that is well outside of my wheelhouse, they've all said that these things are genuinely built really, really well. And it's just nice to know that you've got a made in England Marshall that is put together really well and the value is really good. Speaking for the UK there, mind, because in America I know these things are, I'm pretty sure they're nearly like double the price. So maybe in America value, you know, maybe you should get a different amp, but certainly if you're in the UK, these things are, you know, incredible. Something that does annoy me with it though, and this is a Jubilee thing in general, is this panel on the front here is mirrored, and even from this distance, I've got really bad eyesight and I really struggle to see what I'm doing. And on the back it's mirrored as well, so when you're plugging in like the speaker lead and stuff, there is a bit of a panic of, am I plugging into the right one, because you just can't see it. So maybe if you're as blind as me, that's something to consider. But you know, it takes pedals amazing as well. You can do, you know, you don't need pedals with it, but if you are using it as a pedal platform on the Clean channel, you know, it takes pedals really well. The only thing that it does lack for me so far, well, you know, and this is again first sort of impressions, but if you're plugging in a Strat and you want the rhythm clip in, so it's just the Clean channel, it's a little bit kind of stale. There's not a lot of character on a Clean Strat sound, you know, like there is in a Fender amp, say. But if you plug in humbuckers like we did at the start, it's just straight in, no rhythm clip, I find that the Clean channel is fine. So I think that's a little bit weird. With a Strat, you absolutely want to be running it with the rhythm clip so that you've just got a bit of character to it. Maybe that's why John uses this and the Marshall Major for the cleaner sounds, because the Major's just got that cleaner lift to it. You know, it would make sense. But overall, you know, the first sort of couple of hours with this amp, I am very, very happy with it. It's doing everything that I want it to do. You know, the fact that these don't have built-in reverb is fine, because, you know, they're reissues 20-watt versions of amps that don't have reverb. So I would always, that's why I used it today, just to, you know, you want to hear it. A dry sound on its own isn't the best sort of thing. So, but again, it takes pedals amazing, and it's got an effects loop as well. So, you know, any kind of modulation, reverb or anything, it's going to be nice and clean for it. But I will do a more in-depth video with different guitars and different sounds plugged straight into this amp. So if you can let me know what you want to hear on that video that maybe you haven't, you know, heard on other videos, and that's it. I've got a new amp. I've finally got, after months and months and months, I've finally got one of these Studio Series Marshalls, and I'm very, very pleased with it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again on the next one.